Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liquor Kenobi. And before we get started, would like you guys please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So we got an article to you from yesterday that people have been talking about with Expedition 33. I heard this game was a big success. I heard it was a good game. I'm not But for me in particular, I've not been playing a lot of open world games and everything and all that. Only certain ones that I kind of feel that it's right for me, bro. So, but if you guys feel free, if you guys want me to try this game out, Expedition 3, I'll give it a go and see how it is. You guys let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, let's read this article. Former Dragon Age lead writer praises Expedition 33, talks about giving games time to cook, while Veilguard's failure lurks in the shadows. So the same writer that wrote the Dragon Age series, which I believe he might have done Veilguard, has praised the game being very good, which is very impressed. But right now, I don't know if that's going to help EA for a remedy for this. But let's take a read at this article and see what's happened. Former Dragon Age lead writer David Gaidier is once again weighing in on the RPG game genre, this time praising Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for achieving what few games manage, appealing to a niche while breaking into the mainstream. This, of course, immediately drew discussion on the utter implosion of Dragon Age with last year's epic flop, The Veilguard. Clair Obscur is kind of to JRPGs what Baldur's Gate 3 was to CRPGs. Gaidier said while speaking to Games Radar, he clarified that both games are love letters to their genre that allow what they've created to translate to a larger audience than what the genre normally hits. He also pushed back on the long-held industry myth that RPGs can't reach blockbuster status. The sales for Baldur's Gate 3 were amazing and kind of make a lie out of. I remember when I was at EA, there was a lot of investigation into how large is the RPG audience and how large is the action audience and so forth. But that doesn't seem to be true when the game is good. And then came the line that is now echoing through RPG circles. The successes of Clair Obscur and Baldur's Gate 3 also demonstrate what's possible when a game is given to time to cook. The statement only makes Dragon Age The Veilguard failure all more glaring. So it's like I said, dude, when you want to make a good game, you got to give it time. You have to make this game perfect. The story, the characters, the environment, give it excitement, give it entertainment. You got to do all that. If you keep going down with this narrative, this woke nonsense identity politics thing, your game is likely to be in ruins. And like I said, take Dragon Age Veilguard for example. It didn't do that well. A decade of development, hundreds of millions spent. Contrary to the post-launch narrative suggesting Veilguard was rushed on under-resourced, that the truth is that the game was in development for nearly a decade. Yeah, it was. This game, Dragon Age, was being done for like almost 6, maybe 5 years or 3. I don't know how long it's been, but still, it just wasn't a good game. From 2015 to 2016, early conceptual work begins shortly after Dragon Age Inquisition's final DLC. The goal was a smaller narrative-driven RPG. This project would later become known internally as Joplin. So 2017 to late 2018, Project Joplin. Development begins in earnest with a tight focus on the story and player choice. The game was set in Tevinter and would have featured spy-centric gameplay. The canceled after EA executives deemed it lacked live service potential. The Anthem team was prioritized instead and resources were diverted. In 2018 to 2021, early, the project is rebooted as Morrison, redesigned with live service elements including multiplayer components and monetization systems. This version was reportedly shaped by EA's push for revenue generating content across its portfolio. For the early 2021 to 2024, return to single player. Following the critical success of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and the commercial failure of Anthem, EA reverses course and allows Dragon Age team to strip the live service framework. Full production resumes with a renewed focus on single player storytelling, ultimately resulting in what would be released as the Veilguard. That's years of pre-production, multiple reboots, and total budget estimated in the hundreds of millions. If any game had time to cook, it was this one. And yet it failed to deliver critically, commercially, and culturally. Not a problem, a priorities problem. The issue wasn't lack of time, it was the creative direction taken after David Gaider left BioWare in 2016. Yeah, exactly. So David Gaider, he did not do Veilguard, thank God. But after he left, man, the Dragon Age series went apart, man. It fell apart. So Gaider was the lead writer on Dragon Age Origins, contributed heavily to Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, and shaped the franchise's moral complexity and tone. But he had no involvement in the Veilguard, which was mostly developed after his departure. Instead of building on the foundation Gaider helped create, political intrigue, morally complex characters, rich fantasy lore, Veilguard pivoted hard into modern ideological themes. The game's marketing, character, customization options, and story beats heavily emphasize contemporary identity politics. Controversial features like top surgery, scar toggles weren't just inclusions, they became a symbol of what many felt was a total departure from the series' roots. The result, a game that seemed more interested in winning applause from activist circles than delivering a timeless fantasy adventure. Gaider, for his part, seemed to allude to his exact pitfall. Publishers want mass appeal. They want to feel comfortable, de-risk it by reimagining how the appeal translates to many different kinds of audiences, which I think often kind of ends diluting the very specific things a game can do. That's the core of criticism of Veilguard. In trying to be everything to everyone, it became a muddled, unfocused product that failed to satisfy even its most loyal fans. A franchise on the brink. Despite favorable reviews from some access media outlets, Veilguard was met with too little to no player interest. Viewer counts dropped rapidly. Steam user reviews painted a different story than the press. By most metrics, the game failed to reignite the franchise and may have even sealed its fate. Meanwhile, Clair Obscur developed with a fraction of the budget and far less fanfare, has soared into overwhelming positive reviews and strong early sales. Baldur's Gate 3, nearly 2 years after its release, remains one of the most played RPGs on Steam. Both succeeded not because they chased trends, but because they respected their great genres and their audiences. The lesson Gaider accidentally reinforced. Gaider may have been speaking broadly about what makes a great RPG, but the implications of his comments for Veilguard are unavoidable. The game had time, it had money, it had name recognition. What it lacked was focus, respect for its roots, and the creative leadership willing to put story and gameplay above political messaging. In the end, Gaider's praise for Clair Obscur and Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't just highlight what's possible when a game is given time to cook. It also highlights what's wasted when that time is squandered. So, like I said, dude, I mean, if you want to make a good game, stop focusing on identity politics and all of that and the woke DEI nonsense, bro. Focus on entertaining. Focus on having a good story with good characters. That's what they need to do. That's what companies need to start focusing on. If you do that, I guarantee you the game will be successful. I mean, you're seeing games right now. You're seeing this Expedition 33 becoming more successful than any other game that RPG that's ever been happening, bro. But we'll see. We'll see. But Elden Ring is still out there, and people are still playing it, and people are still loving Elden Ring. And right now, there's been talk that I've read that there's going to be a movie coming out. But we'll see. We shall see. So, you guys let me know in the comments below what do you guys think of this. So please, by all means, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.